Chapter 1046. Spoilers. Anyways, let's get to the discussion. I really want to talk about a theory that I came up with. A theory about awakening mythical zone-type devil fruits. You gotta have white hair. Yeah, I know, crazy. Crazy because it's kind of stupid. It's actually really stupid and I only have 2 points for it. 1 point is Luffy because his hair turned white when he awakened into the sun god Nika. And of course, your boy, Sengoku. Now, I came up with this theory because last week I redrew a manga panel and colored it in, and I used the wrong color for his hair. This was before 1045 when I finished it, and of course now I know what the true colors are. White. But then I started thinking about why did his hair turn white? Why? Is it because it's a mythical type? Because we don't see a lot of people change hair color. They just keep the hair color and then transform into it. And then I started thinking about who else has a mythical zone type devil fruit. And I thought about ya boy, Sengoku, the previous fleet admiral of the Marines. Because now, after the time skip, he has white hair. In 2 years, his hair went from black to completely white. I think it has to do with his retirement and the will of the Buddha, the requirements for his awakening. Now, full disclosure, I am by far not even close to touching the surface of Buddhism and that whole philosophy, that whole religion, that whole culture. So I'm just going to use my general knowledge of what I've heard from people and what I've seen within different types of media. Mainly web novels. From what I know, the Buddha stayed underneath a tree and gained enlightenment and was able to ascend to heaven or transcend mortality and became immortal. He reached a state where he was enlightened and had reached nirvana. Again, I'm not an expert at this, so please bear with me. Anyways, in order to gain nirvana or to become enlightened, from the web novels I've read, they've always detached themselves from human emotion, any connection to the worldly desires, basically. Kind of like Zahir from Avatar, The Legend of Korra. So how does this relate to One Piece? How does it relate to Sengoku? Well, Sengoku retired and was able to let go of his responsibilities, let go of his role as fleet admiral. He was able to reach enlightenment, to reach his own inner peace, his own nirvana. Being part of the Marines, being part of the world government, and seeing all these evil acts that they commit, this gray line that they've crossed over and over again. He must have had his own inner conflicts about morality, about what he's doing. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is what he's doing truly just? Does this fit his own sense of justice? His retirement gave him that time to reflect on himself and contemplate what went wrong, what went right, and accepted it. And through that acceptance, he was able to gain enlightenment. He was able to free himself from the guilt, from everything, and essentially embodied the philosophy of Buddha, or the Tao, or the way, Taoism. Ooh. Again, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. But moving on, and let's keep on topic with Taoism, or however you pronounce it. We can apply this to mythical zone-type devil fruits. In order to awaken a mythical zone-type devil fruit, you need to have had walked the same path that the will encased within the devil fruit has traversed. And this is probably why Kaido cannot awaken his devil fruit, and why he's struggling with his life. Also, the fact that he doesn't have white hair. He doesn't have white hair. That's the key sign. That's the key trigger. Check out my last video if you want to actually know what I think about Kaido and his awakening. Anyways, that's all I had to discuss when talking about awakenings and white hair. That's basically it. It's a very short theory, it's a very loose theory, but it's there. Anyways, let's talk about something else. I drew this piece because of the last panel. The last panel had Luffy grabbing onto a piece of lightning, barehanded, just grabbing it from the sky as it was thundering, as it was storming outside, and was about to throw it at Kaido. You can see his arm. He's about to throw it. Now that's insane. That's insane because he's taking Enel's whole shtick, his whole flow. He took everything from him. His status as a god, he's a true one. His lightning powers now. What else is he gonna take? What else is he gonna take from Enel? Is this telling us that the One Piece is on the moon and that Enel went to the wrong moon, and instead, your boy Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates are gonna find the road poneglyphs pointing to the right moon? Because we know from Robin's backstory, the globe from the Library of Ohara, that there are 7 moons. I think it's around that number. I don't really want to fact check, so just trust me. Trust me, bro. Okay, now let's move on to the last topic, our final and most serious one. I think this is the most concrete one that we have, and you might be surprised by this. You might. The whole chapter is centered around Raizo. For the most part, the chapter was about Raizo's guilt. Raizo's guilt of not being able to save any of the Kozuki, not being able to help at any meaningful way. He felt useless. He felt like he couldn't save anyone. And this is his redemption arc, by releasing a scroll that contained a lot of water and allowing Jinbei to manipulate it so that it clears out Onigashima of all the flames, of all the destruction. While it does have some setbacks about Devil Fruit users being submerged within water, it does solve the problem of them burning to death. Raizo didn't want them to experience the same pain, the same torture that he went through, that he and the 9 Scabbards, along with Odin, suffered at the hands of both Kaido and Orochi. This is Raizo's way of redeeming himself against Orochi. And this is also the moment where I started thinking that Raizo is actually the avatar of One Piece, in the sense that he can harness all 4 elements and use them masterfully. He's been using airbending to perfect his skills as a shinobi. He uses it to enhance his speed, to enhance his accuracy with throwing kunais. And of course, there's firebending. He uses it to resist heat, to resist the flames that were coming at him when he was fighting against Fukurokuju, trained by his master, Odin, who was boiling to death because of fire. And this chapter, he released an insane amount of potential with waterbending by just releasing it. Not to mention that he energy bent Kaido's Boroblast. He energy bent before he learned waterbending. Think about it. He has insane amounts of potential to become the Avatar. He just needs to learn earthbending. He needs to learn how to lift up Onigashima and save everyone. It's a huge piece of rock that he can earthbend. Oh my god. Raizo is gonna save everyone. Raizo is gonna be the key piece to saving everyone on Onigashima, as well as the people of the Flower Capital. Raizo is the MVP of this whole raid. Just saying. Alright, that's all I have to say for this One Piece discussion. Hopefully you liked it. Subscribe because the next video will be on Friday, and it's gonna be on Spy X Family. Alright, peace out.